To break the boredom, most years I try to grow something a bit different rather than the usual regular crops, and this year's no different. In fact, I'm pushing the boat out. I'm growing two brand new things. It might surprise you, I've never ever grown an aubergine. I think I've eaten one, not 100% sure, but I've never actually grown one of these, so I'm going to try this one. This one's called Patio Baby, and the other thing I've never ever grown before is this, and it's called Melon Budgie F1. Now, reading the labels on the packets, both of them say sow indoors January to April. Well, I'm pushing the border a bit on that. Really, I should have sown these in February, being I've got the heated propagators. And it recommends a 20 to 25C germination period. What I'll probably do is put these inside a Ziploc bag, and possibly put them inside the propagator, or maybe even the airing cover, just to give them that little bit of heat. And then, once they've actually popped up, I'll prick them out and put them inside here. So, let's carry on. Not surprisingly, the seeds are typical shape of the cucurbits, and that's the long, elongated, flat ones. And I'll be putting 4 of these seeds on the edge into this pot. As usual, plant the seeds on the side, and it reduces the risk of them rotting. I've started potting the cucumbers on now, and these come out really good out of these HR10 cell trays. I'm putting them into these pots here. They might look a little bit on the big side really, but I only want to pop these on once more, and cause cucumbers really don't like all that much disturbance. So I've got a pot ready here, and if they do grow quite tall before I've managed to get them out into the quad grow system, I use these things. You may have seen them before. Most of the onion grows, and you can push those two together. It'll clip around a little stake, or even use 2 stakes, and it keeps them nice and upright. So there they are, 5 cucumbers all potted up. I've actually put the sticks and the onion clips on, although they don't really need them yet. It does give them that bit of extra support. I will get them back into the unheated propagator just to get the humidity and perk them back up a bit. These sorry looking specimens here are the courgettes, and as you know, them are bomb proof. I'll just pot them on anyway. The arrival of the gutters can only mean one thing: it's time to start sowing some peas. In addition to that, I'll be building some more permanent frames for these to climb up, but they'll be a bit later on when I'm actually preparing the bed and going in, and these will then be germinating. As usual, I'm growing my usual favourite variety. These are called Hurst Green Shaft. Now normally I used to purchase these from a local market, but the last 2 years have not been available. So I went on to Mole Seeds, and you can buy these in bulk. This is 500 grams. And last year, I think I did 8 of these gutters, and there's still a good half a bag left. So if you're after some good value, good quality seeds, give these a try as well. In the meantime, if you want to have a look how I sow these in more detail, including sliding them out into the bed, take a look at this video. Unusual for me, for the very first time I've decided to try the dice pattern of sowing, just as an experiment to see if it's any better or worse. I don't think I've used any more or any less peas than I normally do, so we'll see how they go. And I just got to cover them up now and give them a watering. Just out of interest, there's still quite a lot of peas in there. I'll definitely get all of this season's sowing, which will be another 4 gutters. I'm just finishing off the last buckets of soy palm here now. As usual, 2 tubers in a 30-litre container. And there's a little one difference this year I'm doing. It's an addition of this stuff. I got this from my mate Nick, from Nick's Allotment. And it's a mashup. It's from a thing called Colchester, I think. It's a mashup of different maize and crops and that. Looks like manure. It's a different smell and that. So I'm going to add that to the mix and see how we get on with it. Well, that's the last of the sour palmering. In fact, the last of the potatoes for this year. Like the others I've done, I've left a little gap in the top, and that contains the water and gets you plenty in there to go the right way down. But the also good thing about this is a bit later on in the year, the farmer who brings our manure for us also brings plenty of straw, and that there goes on the top as a nice mulch. Get a good soaking. It's come out the stable, so it's probably got urine in as well, which helps a lot. Keep it wet, and it also keeps the weeds down. Right, let's go and find another job. Well, yesterday was a funny old day. Not only did we have the 4 seasons in one day, we had them in 1 hour. Glorious sunshine, really strong winds, torrential rain, and even treated to a hailstorm. So, needless to say, I spent most of my time in the greenhouse, mostly potting on, pricking out. I'll just spin you around and bring you up to date. Here we are in one of the veggie pods. As you can see, the tomatoes are doing really well now. Most of them will need potting on even more. I've got some cucumbers down here. Them are alright, although I do keep me on the temperature just in case they do get a little bit of a chill. Down there we've got some dahlias pricked out. And move across to the other side. I've still got 1 pot of leeks to prick out. And in there, these are the courgettes, 2 courgettes, they've done okay, 3 courgettes even. Got some cannas, them are the ones I bought from the garden centre, they've potted on. I just lift the lid up here. And those are the peppers. It's got 1 or 2 little casualties, I don't know what's happened there, but in general, them are not too bad. Going round this other side into this one, we got celery there, some more dahlias done there, celeriac pricked out, more dahlias there, and in the pots here we got some, on the end we got some plum, crimson plum tomatoes, another pot of celery that's desperate to be pricked out, so I'll be sorting that out soon, and the odd 1 or 2 peppers in there. And the other job I did, these are the banana shaped type shallots. In this one tray here, these are the ones called Elista. Never grown these before. There's the ones that Dan from Allotment Diaries grew. He had a great crop, and that there is a mixture, of combination between the long red Florence and the Zabroon. These 2 now, I'm going to be bringing these and taking them down to the greenhouse on the allotment. I almost forgot to show you in here, and these are some more peppers that I've potted on. They look quite nice. So there's no heat on in here, it's just I've got the protection of the propagator lid, and they seem to be doing okay. You wouldn't believe, since I filmed the last clip, I took the 2 trays with the banana shallots down to the greenhouse on the allotment, and the heavens absolutely opened up, just poured down. It lasted like that for 10 minutes. Waiting for it to stop, come back, and the sun's making an appearance now, so it's going to be like a summer's day. Rather than keep dodging in and out, I'm going to stay indoors and continue the sowing. What I have done is the little pot of the crimson plum tomatoes, I've potted those seedlings up into 7cm pots, and also the pot of celery, which was desperate to get out, I've pricked those out into a 24 cell tray, so I'm well underway now. So I'm going to continue on with this seed sowing. There's a couple here from DT Brown. There's one called Guara Emmeline White. There's a Coreopsis Incredible Swirl. And from Sutton's I've got this Cosmos called Red Stripe. If the photo's anything to go by, it's a beautiful flower, that is. And last but not least, there's a one from Wilco called a Zinnia, and that's Early Wonder Mix. So I'm going to get sowing these. Talking about new plants and that, I mentioned in my previous video about a never ever grown melon, and I had a lovely email from Bill and Val, and they kindly offered to forward a few seeds of their Minnesota midget. Never ever grown it before, but I know quite a few other YouTubers have done it. I've looked it up on the internet and said it's a little cantaloupe melon, which is ideal for me, what I like. So once them seeds arrive in the post, I'll be popping them in and all. Anyway, I'm going to carry on. Many thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.